Hi, hi, hi. It's Miss Sheila. Hi, my name is Sheila, and this is Mrs. Stitches. Hi, everyone. I am back. I've been back for, I'm not quite sure how long. I think almost 2 weeks, I think. I had a great time at Gaelic College, or Gaelic is how you would say it in Gaelic, is Gaelic. I learned lots. It was a full immersion 2 weeks, and at the time, if you've ever been in a full immersion, you're learning stuff and you feel like you're learning stuff. You can't actually see the words. And so it's a little tricky in my mind to, I always wanted to visualize the words. And some words I knew quite well. When they were said, I actually didn't recognize them. And then there was a point where I thought, oh, I'm getting it. Aha, aha. And then suddenly in the last 3 days, my mind was blank. I felt like everything I'd learned, I forgot. And I felt like just like I'd never even been exposed to language. This is Haney. Hi, Haney. I'm going to close the door so you don't hear the birds. So just one moment. That's better. So when I got home, though, I was doing, I gained some resources and I started doing some lessons I was doing before Duolingo. I was surprised everybody there was doing Duolingo. And I was really shocked at how much I learned. So I'm really, really happy I went. I want to learn more. I want to go back. And I'm going to just show you a little quick bit of haul that I picked up while I was at Gaelic College. It's a violin or a fiddle. So I'm now taking online lessons to learn some fiddling tunes. So we were exposed to culture too. We went to some museums. We had ceilidhs all the time and lots of singing, lots of learned how to step dance and lots of music, and it was just really fun. And so I'm super enjoying learning the fiddle. So I did an hour today. I've been doing at least half an hour to an hour each day. So really good. Cuts into my cross stitching time a little bit, but not too much. So you are here about cross stitch. This is a channel about cross stitch. So I've been procrastinating a bit on doing this just because the longer you wait, the harder it is to get back to it. Today's date is May. It is May. May 30th. May 30th, 2024. It is a Thursday. I think that's right. I got, I think, two finishes. I have 2 new starts. And I have some whips to show. I tried to get things together. When it's been a long time too, you forget what you worked on. So I will get back into my routine. But first I'm going to show you, this is my finish tracker. And I got finished number 27 and 28. I think that's what I've done since I last saw you. So there you go. That's my finish tracker. So for 60 finishes for 2024, I'm a little ahead of the schedule. End of May, it should be 25. So that's good. It's good because I'm kind of getting off what I was doing. But I will show you the finishes I have. So the first finish is, and I'm very happy with this one. This was one of my whips from last year. Well, actually from 2 years ago. And I finally finished it. This was a stitch along. I think it was called Story Stitches, and it was the Nightmare Before Christmas Sal. Did it in the month of October, I believe in, I want to say 2021 or 2020. Let me look. 2021 probably. So the date on here is 2021. After I finished it, so originally it was only the house, so it came down to here and it was just this house with all these squares in it. And then we had a cat that passed away, Frosty, and so I added this quote down here at the bottom that says, Captain Frosty, may your big jib draw. And then I free-handed the 2 cats, not very well, but I did. And then I did all the wood of this boat, and that took me forever. So I'm going to just show you a little closer of what I've been working on the last 2 years. It's been this wood. You wouldn't think it's too much, but it is quite a bit. It took me a while. So all of the boat is my addition to that. So it's my Captain Frosty memorial. So there you go. That's awesome. So that's finally done. And then my husband says afterwards, well, maybe you just want to add some waves, put some waves in. After knowing how long, because he's the one that first suggested the boat, adding some waves might take some time. I think I'm going to just enjoy this finish for a little while, just to get that done. My next finish is one of this last of the spring plaid. And so it was this umbrella here, and I got some fabric. I'm in the fabric of the month by the Sewing Shop, which is Kaylee Tent Stitch, and I'm doing half and half. So 1 month it is a neutral and 1 month it is colorful. This, I believe, was the colorful month, and this was the color I got. It's called Dirty Martini. It's I get a full or half yard. And so I thought, I'm going to use it on this little plaid stitch. And so I was a little bit miserly in my cut of the piece. So I got this little piece. I need a better board behind. Let me just grab this. Oops. Try this instead. But I thought it was kind of neat because it almost looked like a rain cloud, and there was even like a stripe, like almost rain coming down. So that was my idea. I just was a little bit too miserly on my edges. It was actually a bit tricky to stitch when you have such a small piece, but didn't it turn out cute? So this is the plaid umbrella of the plaid series. It's by KEB Studio Designs Creations. You can find her on Etsy, KEB Studio Creations, and she also has a floss tube. And so that's the end of my spring. I'm on to summer's next. And what I did was I actually got this at like a Salvation Army thrift store, and it worked perfectly for the small piece. You can almost kind of see the ring, but yeah, that worked out really well. It would almost work out framing, but not quite, but I'm not going to use it anyways because it's handy if you've cut something too small. So I will keep that around. So that was those are my two finishes, number 27 and 28. Okay. Next, where did I put it? I have a tiny bit of haul besides the fiddle. I also got a cross stitch, which I'm not going to quite show you yet. I might show it to you in a future one because I've done it, but I have my reasons to show that later. But I picked up this. It's just a bookmark, and it was made in Scotland by Textile Heritage, and it was just a tiny little kit. It was at the book or the gift shop. They call them craft shops up in Cape Breton. And it came with the piece of fabric. It came with the floss. And it came with like a little ribbon thing for the bookmark, which is really cool. And the instructions and pattern and a little explanation on the history, which was kind of neat. They said, who doesn't dream of escaping the mundane and colorful camper van? Our fun retro camper van cross-stitch kits were designed to instill a sense of nostalgia that helps you do just that, if only for a little while. Isn't that's cute? So I will be doing that in the future. I just wanted to show it to you as haul. Okay. Now let's get to some stitching. So one more kind of haul. I won, and I didn't even see it. I think the floss tube came up while I was at Gaelic College, and I wasn't watching floss tube then. And then I came back and I didn't go back to the ones. And so I think I won this from the Bougie Stitchers. And luckily they had my address because I'd won from them before, but I won this. So It's by the Proper Stitcher, and it's called The Promise of Spring. It's a big fat booklet, but I think it's a fairly small stitch, but there you go. So I won that. So thank you so much, Nancy and Jenny. And especially when I was negligent and I didn't hear my name announced or anything. I'll have to go back and actually listen to it, and I'm going to send you a proper thank you note, because that was really kind. I know how I feel when you have a draw and the people don't get in contact with you, but the draws I've been doing lately, everyone has been really, really super at getting back to me in a timely manner, usually only within 24 or 48 hours. I've gotten them all out. I've gotten all caught up, and probably next video, we'll wait and see once I got a few patterns to give away, or maybe I'll just do 2. I think I got 2 right now. Maybe I'll have 3 soon. We'll see. And then I will be doing some more draws, just not today because I'm not organized enough. Okay, so I'm just going to do in the order of what is sitting down below me here. So I'll just pull these up. So I joined a cell. I didn't really need to join a cell, but I joined a cell. I was tempted by the Lola Crow one, Deadly Aquarium. But then there was also at the same time Arctic Animals by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery came out. And I've never done either one. But the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery did a neat marketing in that if you bought it before it officially started, you got a discount. Lola Crow's, I believe, is the same price either before or after. So I'm just going to wait till the Lola Crow is done, and then I would buy it afterwards if I really liked it. I sometimes like the stitch along, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I prefer just to stitch on my own schedule. But so I'm trying the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Arctic Animals. And so this is the first part. And you can see it's these are Arctic foxes. And then these are, I think they're called voles. And what I did, let me just turn on the light here. I wonder if I can make that a bit better. Probably, I need the light closer over here. Oh well. Maybe a bit better. So I took the Gaelic word for Arctic fox, and so that is Sianama ak Antishneka. Shneka is snow, and so that's like a snow fox. And then this is the vole, and it's like Lavalan. Not sure if I'm pronouncing them correctly, but that's those. That's the first part. Now, the funny thing that happened with this, and I could kick myself, I have to double check that I did this in the right orientation, because you never know. Yeah, I spent a long time. I started it there at Gaelic College. The part came out, and I spent some time trying to cut it, trying to figure it all out. And even though in their instructions, they showed this first part from the center over here, but when it imported to Pattern Keeper, it centered this piece. So this piece is actually supposed to be over here. I have counted it out, and I will be about 1 inch free on the side. So I'm not redoing it. I will just carry on, and there's going to be a big empty gap here. So be it. I just don't want to do it again. And this is a cutesy thing, so it's not like I probably won't frame it or do anything with it. So, so there's that. Okay, I need to put these in a proper spot. Okay. Next, just yesterday was the 29th. So I work every leap year day, or the 29th, on a leap year project. And so my leap year project, hoping to finish this, let me just put that a little bit, wish I could do that a bit better. I wonder if I could plug that in over there. I'm going to try something, just one moment. Yeah, I turned on the overhead lights to see if that helps, but it might not. Anyway, so my leap year project is this. It's a dimensions kit, and it's called the Wise Owl. The Wise Owl. So this is what it'll look like when it's done in 4 years. And so the pattern is, I got it all sectioned off to keep on track. And I worked on it a bit yesterday. And so this is what I did. So all that I did yesterday was working on this tree here. So that's it. What if I finish off, I think about there, that will be 1/4 done. So that's my goal for the year. So I'm doing pretty good, I think. This is all half stitches mostly, except the leaves are full crosses. I personally don't like half stitches, but that's just me. It just takes a little bit getting used to, but isn't that cool? I think that looks really neat. Very happy to be doing this. It's kind of special for me too, because my mother-in-law, who passed away last summer, would always give us money, and I always, for birthday presents or Christmas presents, and I always felt like it's important to actually buy something with that, not to just put it in an account. And so the first time I think I bought that pattern, I bought a couple on Amazon, and that was one of them. And so it feels good to actually be working on it. It feels like a connection. Okay. Next, I'm working on a Mirabilia, and I don't have a cover picture, so you just have to use your imagination. But this is Mother of Pearl Mermaid, I think it's called. I'd have to look at the sheet, but it looks like nothing right now. But I worked on it. I started it in May, and I've been working on it. So I think it's like a cape, but it looks really, really funny. So this is a Kaylee cross stitch, or Kaylee Tent Stitch Sewing Shop fabric of the month before, and it is, oh, I can't remember the name. Something like Dark Night, but I don't think it is Dark Night. I can't remember the name. I will work on that. I will find the tag. I actually have it here. Let's see if I can just grab it. Here it is. I can just grab it. It is Arabian Night. I was close with Dark Night. Beautiful fabric, beautiful fabric. I got lots, and we'll figure out what I'll use the rest. So that's not too exciting, but it is my first Mirabilia, and it is fun to work on so far. It'll be nicer when it looks like something. Okay. Next is I'm in the Hay Stitch Along 2024, and the pattern I picked was Chiro Marchetti, Astrology Cat, and this is how much I got done so far. So this is, we've got corner to corner now, and I'm coming down. The first 4 pages, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been released. I'm just working on 1, 2, and 3 right now to get those done. And a bit behind it, I want to finish this by the end of the year, because then you will be rewarded with 2 free patterns from Heaven and Earth Designs. So that's great motivation. So got to get back on that. While I was at Gaelic College, I had a new start. My little handy dandy thing go. I started this. I bought this. This is Joan Elliott Designs, and this is what I found out when I was up there is this is not, so I learned Scots Gaelic. There's also Irish Gaelic. This is Irish Gaelic. It's not Scots Gaelic. So the difference is that this would be a U, and all the accents in Scots Gaelic go the other way. They all go the same way. So otherwise it's the same. The pronunciation might be a bit different, but it's, I think it's Cíd Míle Fáilte. Cíd Míle Fáilte. It translates to 100,000 welcomes. And so my plan for this is to finish this, go to Gaelic College next year, and gift it to them next year. So it's not a huge pattern, but it's got a lot of stitches. So this is the top to the bottom, and this is just about halfway, just about. So it will probably be fitting right in, pretty much in what I cut. So I cut with like a 2.5 inch margin, I think. So I'm going to do everything framed up. I have to do a little freehanding on the letters, not a big deal. It's just letter, and the accent switching the way is not a problem at all. So I'm going to leave that to the end. I was almost tempted to change the words too, but I think I'll leave it as it is. It'll be the simplest. So pretty, pretty, pretty. A little bit boring because it's a lot of block stitching, but this was really pretty and I really like the pattern of that. So I'm going to finish off bordering it and then carry on, and then there's some stuff in the middle too. But my goal is to finish that for this year. Then I every Sunday have seasonal Sunday, and I am working on, oh, I think I lost my marker. No, I didn't. On Out of Cross Stitch for the Earth by Emma Congdon. This pattern here. And so, oh no, now I lost my marker. It's got 4 seasons. Starts off spring, summer, fall, winter. And so I'm working on them seasonally. I got it all sectioned off, so I'll finish before the summer solstice. So I'm calling this Nature Flux because she talks about the flux of nature, or spring, or seasonal flux. And so I am doing this on 20 count white Aida. I'm going to have lots left over. I've got fairly good margin too, but there you go. So I'm down here. I think there's one more thing below this and then I'm done. So this next Sunday I will finish off this motif, and then I just have one more motif, and the summer solstice isn't until June 20th, 21st. So there you go. I love it. I really, really do. And I told you this before. I like how the white space is really worked into the pattern, such as these are white eggs, but it's really just, you don't stitch it, the white cloud. Yeah, so kind of, I still have, like I said, a motif here, and then there's some more down below, and it kind of merges over into the summer. So I'll do what I can there. So I think that's all there is. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of ducks, and they'll merge under getting close to the summer. And then there's tadpoles, little frog eggs and tadpoles in a blue in the water underneath that. So little ducklings, and then some tadpoles in water and some frog's eggs in the corner. So that is great. So I will get to that. And then lastly, that's quick. That's okay. Oh, I have a shout out too. I have to remember to do that, but I'll finish off this first. So lastly is a new start. And so I spun a wheel, and I got 2 for the month of June. This might be the first time I don't do one of mine. One of them is that tiny masterpiece, and I'm just not in the mood for it right now. They're fine to stitch, but I hate the back stitching on them. So I'm kind of just not feeling it quite yet. And I have already done 2 of them. So I'm kind of thinking, I just want a little, but I picked up, this was the other one. And I had bought this, Mary Amelia's Bird by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I bought this a long time ago at the very first Stitch North. Other people were stitching it, and it was gorgeous. So I'll just bring it closer so you can see. I think Trixie Tricycle has stitched it, and she changed the words down here, and another stitcher also stitched it, was stitching it there. And she also changed the words, I believe. So I'm thinking of stitching it and changing the words to say, tomorrow the birds will sing, which to me is sort of motivational, that no matter what crap's going on, the birds will still sing the next day. Nature still carries on no matter what's going on in your world. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Now, I decided to do it on Kaylee's Fabric of the Month, Dirty Martini. And you can see that's quite a bit lighter than the called for, which wasn't a problem because it looks like it's mostly dark things until I got to this part, which is a crew. and it was almost exactly the same color as the fabric. But you know what I did? I took a darker color, 644 I believe, and I took one strand of it and one strand of the ecru, and didn't it turn out perfectly? Let me just hide my needle and my floss to the back side and show you what I've got done. I am so addicted to it. I only started this like 2 or 3 days ago, and I just been going nonstop on it. I've almost got it half done. So, but this is the ecru was actually blending right in, but I added one strand of ecru and one strand of 644, and you can see how it actually shows. Like it is showing up. So that's cool. So that is what was it again? Mary Amelia's bird. I call it Amelia's bird, but it's Mary Amelia's bird. And isn't that gorgeous? Look at it. I just love it. So this is all complete here, and I'm complete up here. There'll be some plant life down here. I have one big blotch, and it took me a while to figure out where I wanted that blotch. That's quite the decision, and then one side will be less strongly dyed than the other. And originally I was going with the less dyed, but my husband was like, what about if you put it in this corner? And I had to actually flip the fabric because it's slightly longer than it is wide, and so I'd already cut it because I just took a corner that was not as, anyways. So we'll see how it turns out. It's kind of interesting to see. That's going to be mostly a branch in the plant life over here, and it might just barely touch it because the center is, I think the center is right about here somewhere. So we'll see how it turns out, but I am loving it. Okay, so now I will do my shout out. So I just today started watching a new floss tuber, so I want to shout her out. She only has 3 videos. Her name is, I think, Cecilia, and that's the name of her channel. I will tag her down below. She is from the States, I believe from Minnesota. It's an M place. I think it's Minnesota, but I'm not positive on that. Might be Michigan. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember that. She's had a varied life. She's been a tattoo artist. She's a big gamer. She says she has 150 board games, plus she like Dungeons and Dragons. She's into sci-fi. She's kind of new cross stitcher, so she just started her floss tube to keep a record of her stitching. And so she started stitching in 2021, I believe. And she's got a good number of varied different types of stitching. Some full coverage, some not. She's got like planets, which were really cool. I hadn't seen those before. She's done some stuff off of Etsy. She also has some Heaven Earth designs, which I hadn't seen before either. And so that was cool because she doesn't have like the ones that everybody's doing. So it was kind of nice to see. She's got 2 cats. She's also doing Astrology Cat, but she's doing the full version. So that's going to be interesting watching hers. It's definitely going to take her longer than I think mine is just a part of it. So it's almost like a quick stitch. It's cutting off certain sections, but still really cool to see. And she's got some neat ideas of how she organizes. It was interesting. She says that she's not a very organized person, but when it comes to crafts, she becomes very organized. And you can see that in the way she's actually organized her floss. And I'd never seen this before. She made a floss swatch where she essentially just cut little strands of all the colors and put it on a ring so that she could see all the pinks together to pick her perfect pink. And it's the same as sort of the floss box, but they're actually hanging and you can really see them. So that was a neat idea. Yeah, just kind of check her out. She's just beginning. I think she has a little under 400 subscribers. Like I said, I'm just watching her 3rd video right now. She only has 3 videos, so give her some, check her out. Like I said, I'll tag her below. So I gave you most of a life update at the beginning with my Gaelic college. Like I said, it was really, really fun. It was exhausting. I didn't get much stitching done. We were busy most days and evenings. I got a cold at the end of it. I think the last week, I think I got a cold. We were up pretty late with the Kayleys and just sort of socializing. We were all girls in the dorm, just the way it worked out. And sometimes we'd stay up late talking away. It was a nice accommodations. Beautiful up in Cape Breton. I love the Cape Breton. We had all kinds of weather. It snowed one day. It was cold a lot. My foot was really, really bad at the start. And so we had our building, and then it was probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minute walk to the building where the cafeteria was. It was a different walk to the Kayleys in the evening and whatever. And even though it was only, like not even half a block, a quarter of a block, like it wasn't that far, but my foot was killing me, and it felt like pain every time. I was almost limping, and it was like, I mean, I had to do it. You had to walk to your cafeteria, but it was like, oh. But the second week it got better, and so that was good. So I just started working on healing. I used my splint as much as I could, tried to do heel lifts and different things like that, and I just tried to heal it. And the second week it was much better. When I got home, we went for some exploratory walks. It seems to be doing pretty good. I think I've walked now, today we walked 7K, so that was pretty good. It was a little sore, not afterwards, it's about an hour later it gets sore, but it's not as bad as it was. My event is on June 8th, so a little over a week from this Saturday, so 9 days away. We'll do a few more walks and get up. I think we're going to get up to about 10K. My goal will be, I'd love to be able to do 6 laps. That would be, they're 4.5K each lap. So that would be 24 and 2.5, 26.5 lap, 26.5K. Be wonderful to be able to do 60K. Don't think it will happen. So first goal is 6 laps. So we'll see how that is. I will be back here talking to you afterwards. So that's my next big event. Meanwhile, I'm stitching, and I'm contemplating on buying a business, which is an odd thing to think of. So I don't know if I want that in my life, if I need that in my life. I don't need it financially. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. I like the company. I don't want to see the company just go away, but if it did, it did. That's the way it goes. So I am been contemplating that. I haven't pursued it beyond just contemplating and contacting the owner to find out how much it was. That's about as far as I've gone so far. So that's been taking up some mental power. And that's the one stitch I'm not going to show you yet, because if I am going to buy the company, I won't show you until I've actually bought the company. Just to, might as well be me selling it versus her. But we'll see. We'll see. I will make a decision eventually. But just to let you know what's going on in my little wee brain. Yeah, that's it. Mostly still healing. Got my event coming up, and stitching and working on Amelia's bird. And I got the spins for, I shouldn't have spun, but I spun the next 2. And I'm very excited. Wow, I can't remember what one of them is. I was really excited when they were pulled. What was it? Wow, that's funny that I can't think of it. I know one of them is Cottage Gardens, one of the Snowman series. It's a Snowman Circus. And the other one is, can't remember. Oh well, we'll find out. So I am going to say goodbye now. I will see you in probably 2 weeks or around the mid-month of June. And we'll see what I'm up to then, and I will show you what I've stitched. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye.